actually one of the most interesting discussion at the end of the day. But thank you so much for being here with us. So I am having the pleasure to sit down here with Johanna, who is the president of the Swedish operation at Hive, and talking about green mining and a path to sustainability. So if you don't know, Hive was the first company, crypto miner, to list on public markets. They are listed in Toronto, they are listed on NASDAQ, and also in Frankfurt. And they've always been, since the beginning, committed to renewable energy. So this is what we are going to be talking about, and also exploring some of like the challenges as well that exist in this path to sustainability. Thank you, Johanna, for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
So the first question is really, I want to start with something that you said to me. When you joined Hive in 2021, you were really excited about the commitment to renewable energy.
Yeah.
So what was about renewable energy that excites you, how they use renewable energy, and also what is their contribution to addressing climate change?
Yeah, thank you. So it's true, when I first joined Hive Digital back in 2021, I had a very interesting conversation with our chairman, Frank Holmes, where he was showing me how Hive really was a leader in this space, and our commitment to mine using renewable energy only, and that mining Bitcoin could be done responsibly. And so that was a big motivator for me to join the team and start this journey with Hive Digital Technologies. I would say that it's sometimes been challenging to find new opportunities, to find new places to expand our business. But in 21, when I joined the company, we had 1 data center in Sweden. Now we have 5. We've expanded into Canada, where we have 3 data centers, and we are still in Iceland, and we're expanding big time into Paraguay, where we soon will have a 100 megawatt location. And I think when you hear those locations, for the most part, except from Paraguay, you hear that we have decidedly gone to cold climate areas. So this is where we can use the air cooling to cool our equipment. But we also always work with the communities where we are, because if you're in a cold climate and you have thousands of ASICs miners, you generate a lot of heat. And heat in a cold climate area can be a very valuable resource if it's harvested correctly. So we work with the communities to see, as for example, is the case in Quebec, where our mining facility, one of them, is located just right near a 4,000 square meter big mining facility, manufacturing plant. And so just by using fans, we're pushing the warm air from our data center and into this manufacturing plant in Quebec, and heating that plant all year round, recycling the molecules, being responsible citizens. I'm long-winded, but I think one of the most exciting things and most important things as a Bitcoin miner also is that Bitcoin miners are an excellent resource to balance the grid.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to get to. I mean, renewable energy is great,
yes.
And we all want to go renewable, but they are not so reliable. So the energy grid, and actually I learned that from you, is very unstable. So you need to be able to kind of like equalize the energy. And so what is the role actually of Bitcoin miner in rebalancing the energy grid, and what is the Hive approach to that?
Yeah, so in Sweden, we were the first data center to participate in this program, where we are making basically our entire load available to the power grid, to the power companies. And so a Bitcoin miner has a very steady load. We work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every day of the year, and we keep a very steady high load. And when the grid needs more power, should it be at 5:55 one afternoon when everyone decides to charge their cars, put on their dishwashers and start the coffee machine, we have a unique ability to be able to power off our computers and share that load with the rest of the grid. And for example, AI-based data centers would not be able to do that the same way because they have very important workloads that they need to be, and customers that would potentially lose their workloads if they were to do that. But Bitcoin miners, we decide how we want to use our power, and we have this very powerful ability to share our resource with the grid. And I can share one example. It was about a year and a half ago when there was a major power outage in Stockholm. And within 5 seconds, 10 megawatts of our resources had been shifted off Bitcoin mining and given back to the grid to keep it stable. Within 25 seconds, we had powered off basically almost our entire load, over 20 megawatts, to keep the grid stable. And I think it's something that is not very well known, no? That the frequency of the electrical grid has to be stable. And as we're talking about bringing more renewable resources into the system, and as we as a society use more electricity for just our everyday habits, this is incredibly important, more and more important every day. So the lesson, I think, is that Bitcoin mining has a place in our society. We need different users and takers of our electrical system.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And also, now Bitcoin miners, they are also playing a key role in the AI space as well, because they are, Hive is an AI data center operator, and AI obviously requires a lot of energy.
Yes.
So if you want to, in this part of sustainability, you want to know where this energy is coming from.
Absolutely. I think that's critical. It's true. Data centers are at the heart of the green transition, and we should all be interested in knowing when we turn on Netflix or we decide to use ChatGPT, where is that power coming from? And I believe it's the fact, for example, that if you use Zoom, that data center is located in Poland and most likely powered by coal. If you use Teams, it's a Microsoft data center located in Sweden and it's powered by renewable energy. So it's up to us to be also responsible about our use and interested in knowing how our everyday lives are affecting sustainability. Just now, as we're switching, Hive is switching big time into AI. We have one tier 3 data center in Stockholm. We have another one in Canada, and we're actually remodeling. We're building new and remodeling data centers from Bitcoin to be AI supported data centers. But again, know where the power, how is that power sourced? How are the services that you're using, the workloads that your company are going to be using, where are they sourced from? And in Hive's case, this is all also green energy. We're expanding big time in I think another part of that is to realize how important it is. We were just recently, the management team in San Jose, speaking with NVIDIA, and how much R&D is going into making these huge, big servers more sustainable, more energy efficient. And so for companies that are looking to increase their capacity, their workloads, to think about perhaps outsourcing that capacity to a data center where the energy efficiency is higher, rather than every company having their own data center. Look for someone that is doing it on renewable energy.
Yeah, I think that's super important. But then, if we think about sustainability, we always, we do need to talk about ESG, which is now a priority for any industry. And it's not just about environment, there are other aspects of ESG. So tell me how Hive is thinking about ESG and how can we assess ESG performance in the context of green mining?
Yeah, good question. Well, I think just first and foremost maybe is that we always work with the communities that we decide to build our data centers in. And so a lot of the data centers, going back to energy though, where we source our energy, that was stranded energy. It was never used. It was hydro energy for the most part that was just not taken care of. And so in fact, by locating our data centers in these areas, we are able to bring a revenue stream to the community, to the grid provider, and to the power producer. And Sweden, like every other country on the planet, I would venture out to say, needs big-time investments and upgrades to the electrical infrastructure. So, for example, to build out and be able to bring that renewable-based electricity down from the north of Sweden down to the south where most of the people are living. But it's true, ESG is more than just energy. We work and sponsor, for example, in the community of Boden, where we now have a Hive hockey arena. We make sure that the youth in the city gets off the street. They have free tickets to go and attend the hockey games, and there are more than 12 kids teams that are having ice time and access to coaching. And maybe to wrap things up, finally, Hive has been very focused on our shareholders, where we see a lot of our competition diluting their stocks, issuing more and more shares. That is a strategy that we have not made ours. We're very frugal about the issuance and want to make sure that we grow our shareholder value. And we do that with Bitcoin, with our move into AI, and very exciting times.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because sustainability is also about sustainable business. And I think, as you grow and develop as a Bitcoin miner, I think you need to keep this aspect as well in mind. So it's great to see a company like Hive, striving, but keeping shareholder at the top of their priorities. So, Johanna, thank you so much for joining us.
Stefania.
And enjoy the conference.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.